Hey guys, I'm Holly Zajur. It's Monday night. It's Throwing with Molly, and I'm so excited. It's episode 52 with Holly Zajur. Come on out, Holly. Cheers. Holly.
Hello. Cheers.
I totally went on Holly's Instagram and stole a picture of her doing the chair yoga because Holly's a local Richmond Potter and yoga instructor. We went to the same high school years apart, and she's a local Richmond clay instructor. And I thought, duh, I need Holly on here.
Yay, I'm so excited.
And when I reached out, she said she wanted to do, tell them what we're going to do.
Some chair yoga to start. So does anyone have any body parts? I know we talked about low back, upper back, shoulders that we're going to focus on to start.
Yeah, my lower back's always.
Yeah, low back's good. So what I'll have you do, Molly, is scoot your stool back just a little bit. And potters, this is like a great thing that you can do anytime. And even if you're not a potter and you just think it's mesmerizing to watch clay videos, because who doesn't?
Or you're at your desk.
Yeah, you're at your desk and you're working all day. So these are things that you can do anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
So the way I start all of my classes is I want you to bring your feet to the floor. Bring your hands to your knees. Feel your sits bones on the stool. Hey, I see you. Feel your spine get nice and long. Inhale, bring your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, drop them down the back. You heard those cracks.
Did y'all hear those cracks? I'm so jealous.
It's been a long day.
But how can I crack my own back like that? Did y'all hear that? Okay, wait.
Good.
So
Inhale,
up,
shoulders to the
inhale,
ears.
shoulders to the ears.
Exhale, drop them down
So
the back.
jealous.
Hi, Lauren. Inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, let it out.
Hey guys.
Hello. Inhale, fill your belly with air.
Chair yoga, guys.
Exhale, let it out.
With Holly Zajur.
Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart.
That's what y'all were doing in the picture.
Yeah. Inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. One time I had a student do this. Bring your hands to your heart and actually place your hands on the heart. I think that's beautiful.
And you feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. You're like, wow.
It's like a hug to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone do that for me. Inhale,
Okay.
arms up to the sky. Exhale, place your hands on your heart. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your knees. Guys, for the upper back pain, this is a really good one. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze.
Okay, wait a minute. Inhale.
Drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exaggerate it
Oh,
too.
yes.
Yeah. Exhale.
Oh my gosh.
Arch your spine, gaze towards your navel. So this is like a seated
Wait, let's
cat
not
and
do
cow.
that.
So
I like
drop
it.
your belly, lift your gaze. And then exhale, arch your spine, gaze towards your navel.
Say that one again. Arch your
Spine,
Spine.
gaze towards your navel. So your belly button.
I'm trying to breathe it.
Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the spine, gaze towards the navel. Inhale, belly drops. Gaze lift.
Oh my god, so you're getting in like a rhythm.
Yeah, exhale, arch the spine, gaze towards the navel. Inhale.
And it's kind of like Potter, you get better each
Exhale.
time.
Exactly. One more. Inhale. Exhale.
Oh my gosh, doing this every time now.
It's, and literally.
Game changer.
Anyone can do that anytime, anywhere. Whether it's you're sitting on the train to go to work, you can, and it doesn't look too weird. There are definitely weird things.
It doesn't, and you feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. You're just opening up the spine. If you want to exaggerate it more, you can curl the arms in front of you and then open the arms to a cactus T. But I understand that's a little bit weirder.
Cactus tea.
Yeah, cactus T. So you
Okay,
don't
I like this.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I've done yoga, but I'm not a yogi. I don't know yoga.
But it's good. Everyone,
That was
anyone
great.
who practices little bit by little bit.
I hope everybody is trying this, and if not, you're going to go back and watch it and do it with us.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was for the upper back.
That was for the upper back. We can
Okay.
get into some twists that I think are really
Yeah,
good for
let's do
everyone.
twists, and I want to see lower back.
Yeah, lower back. Well, let's do some lower back first, and then we'll do some
Okay.
twists. So I like to, when I'm seated at the wheel, I like to pretend I'm doing a sun salutation. So if anyone knows what a Surya Namaskar or a sun salutation, we're just going to do it seated. Super simple.
Sure.
So inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, just hinge at the hips, fold forward. So just dangle. Let your belly rest between your legs.
Oh.
And you can just let your arms hang along the side. If your upper back is feeling tense, you can bring your hands to clasp behind the head. And move your clay out of the way. It's kind of helpful. So bring your hands to clasp behind the head. And you can kind of feel that just starting to release.
Yeah.
And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come up. Good. And then inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, drop them down the back. Did you hear those cracks?
I heard those cracks. Guys, if you're tuning in, it's Monday night, They're with Molly with Holly Zajur, yoga instructor,
Very
pottery
cracky
teacher,
back.
cracky backs, and she's warming us up with some chair yoga. So we're doing.
Yeah, inhale, shoulders to the ears. Exhale, drop them down the back. That's good.
So jealous of your cracky back.
I don't know. And then one of my favorite things is just like slow head rolls. I think
Okay.
I feel like if I start to roll my neck out, I'll kind of even feel it down my back and my hips. So if you bring your left shoulder to your left ear.
Like, are you bringing your shoulder up?
Just
or
like, no, you just drop the ear to the
Okay,
shoulder.
drop.
Shoulder stays where it is, drop the ear. And then inhale. And exhale. Inhale, drop the chin to the chest. Exhale. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder.
Yeah,
Exhale,
I like that.
yeah. Inhale, drop the head back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and just bring your hand back up. And then you can do that a couple times in that direction and then reverse it. But that's also like a super simple thing. If you do it slow, you'll start to feel it in like the upper back, the low back, all down the
And
body.
your neck. And
Yeah.
the breathing with it, not just this
Breathing
and
is
this, but
very
like,
important. I notice that like when I center, my tendency is to hold my breath. And when I'm teaching students, I'm like, oh, I tell them to breathe. So I
Yes.
should probably
Yeah.
tell myself to
yes,
breathe.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Breathing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said a twist.
Some
or
twists,
that's a
yeah.
twist?
So this is kind of fun. If you
Okay.
inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your arms to the cactus T. And wiggle your fingers. I always tell people to do that because it's fun for
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
It does nothing for you other than it's fun for me. And then ground down through the sit bones, engage your core.
I should be behind you.
Exhale, twist to the left side. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right hand to your left knee. Bring your left hand behind your back. So left hand can up to the stool, yeah. So ground down through the sits bones. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist over the left shoulder. Drop the shoulders down the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
This is kind of hard. I don't love
Exhale,
this
it
one
is
as
hard.
much.
Sorry, Molly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up.
Woo!
Exhale, hands to heart one more time. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to cactus T. Wiggle your fingers.
Okay, behind so they see you
Not
because you're
really.
the profesh.
Not really.
I'm struggling.
Inhale, twist to the right side. Exhale, bring the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind the back. Ground down through the sits bones. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist skids over the right shoulder.
Ooh.
Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
See, this one I just fucking tight.
Exhale. Well, you probably are. It's probably for a reason. Inhale.
It's not easy.
Exhale.
Okay.
Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to thighs. We'll do that cat and cow again. Inhale,
Yeah.
drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, arch the spine, gaze towards the navel.
Exhale.
Drop the spine, gaze towards the navel. Good. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine arches, gaze towards the navel. Inhale to center. Exhale, drop the shoulders down back. There you go. Perfect.
I like the one.
Yeah,
Hug.
that's good.
Hug.
The hug.
Hug
The hug is
myself.
my favorite.
Hug
I had
myself.
a student who did it, and I was like, I'm in love with you. You just taught me so much.
I love it. Okay, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Guys, if you're just tuning in, that was our chair yoga
Yes.
with local pottery and yoga instructor, Holly Zajur.
Yeah. And those are great things to do before and after you throw out. My first pottery teacher, Amy Chaplin. who you
She's
work
been
with,
on. She's been on twice.
Yes. She told me that you can't center the clay unless you can center your mind. So I've like really taken that to heart ever since.
Ah.
And my whole like teaching is based off of like, okay, if I
That
can center
mantra.
myself, I can center this clay.
And you know, she's teaching yoga now at
which
our
is
school.
amazing.
It is amazing. Okay, that was so exciting.
Yeah. So who wants to learn some sodium silicate?
Yeah, sodium silicate, we also talked about because it's going to be so fun because we get to bring out the torch again. I don't know if y'all saw on the episode with David Camden, who is also one of Holly's
David
teachers
Camden
too.
loves the torch. Got
He
me
loves
hooked.
the torch. Got me hooked too, and I got this brand new, and he came on and it like wasn't working, but it works now. It works now.
So, Molly and I were talking about this on the pre-show, which is really cool. So if you're not already a part of that, I definitely recommend checking it out.
I agree. Be a member.
Yeah.
Sign up. It's only $9.95 a month, and you get all the access to the how-to videos, the extra lives,
Yeah.
so much more. I follow all my members, and they're all amazingly talented. I must say.
They're really cool. I got to stalk them a
Yeah,
which was
I
fun.
showed Holly all the
Yeah.
numbers.
But so I actually in the last year have had 2 surgeries on my hand. Last May I broke 3 bones in my hand and wrist. So as someone who's a potter and a yoga instructor and a pottery teacher, like that's really challenging. Yeah, so a lot of what I've learned is how you can allow yourself to be kind to yourself with where you're at, whether you're having an injury, which is very common if you're a potter,
Yeah.
or just like a human.
Yeah.
Things happen,
Yeah.
you know? But just a little bit of focusing on how you can be kind to yourself in this. So working with this amount of clay is like kind of a bit of a challenge for me, but we're going to go for it.
Did we at least give you a softer piece?
This is soft, so we're going to go
Hopefully it's a little soft, but that is so good to point out. Like, listen to your body.
Yeah.
If your wrists or your thumbs, you know, people, like your posture, you know, you want to address it.
And that's why I've found yoga really helpful. Like, even just doing things like I generally like will tap every part of my hand. Like, move up every finger.
What do you mean? Wait, say that again. Is
so
that a thing?
I took a Thai body massage course where they said like tap 7 times from the heel of your hand to the tip of your finger. So from the heel of the hand, the heel of
It's
the
like
thumb.
7 times there.
Yeah, one,
Okay, 1.
up 2, up 3, up 4, up 5, up 6, up 7 to the tip of the thumb. And then move that up every finger. And just little things like this, you're like really heightening your awareness on your hands.
Yes.
And your hand's about to work with some clay, so you're like, yeah, wake up, buddy.
Oh my
like, let's do
gosh.
this.
These are like little things that I feel like probably, how many of you massage your hands in chair yoga before you
Or
start?
like you're working on a computer and you're starting to have carpal tunnel. Like these are things that can help. So even just like moving each finger back one at a time.
And you can do this at a stoplight.
Anytime. And this definitely doesn't look that weird.
No.
Pull the hand
You
back.
can even do it where nobody sees you.
Pull it forward. So that's stuff that I like.
I never do these
out
things.
of necessity have had to do, but I think it helps a lot of us over time.
Already feeling so good and into the clay.
So we're gonna center this big chunk because I saw Jacob told me throw it big. Holly.
Yeah. Okay, and let me say this. I'm going to be over here throwing some plates. I weighed out some like 5-pound plates. While Holly, I'd love it if you like share your how do you center and because throwing with Molly's, and especially with a potter, it's fun to hear how everybody does it their way.
Yeah,
So
we were
hopefully you'll
just
get more
talking
tips and
about
tricks.
that every potter will throw the same thing like a number of different ways. So it's always good to hear what someone else has to offer. So I always like to pat it to center first, like get it to like a Hershey Kiss, move it as much to center because I'm like I want to cheat and help myself as much as I can before I get started.
I agree.
And then I always tell my students that your left hand, if you're right-handed, should be a queen's wave. And I like to say queen's wave because I've seen a lot of students like try to strangle their clay with their thumb.
Yeah,
And that just causes more drag. So if you do the queen's wave, it's like, oh, thank you for being here today. Very fancy. You bring your left hand outside of the clay. And then I bring my right hand to a
Queen's
fist on
wave.
top.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
And then because I'm a yoga instructor, I'm all about like how is my body aligned and helping me as
Yeah.
I'm working on the wheel.
Yes.
So my biggest advice to potters across the board is lock your elbows into your hips. It's because that your hips are right where your core is, which is the strongest point of your body. It's the most centered point of your body. If I let my arms up to my own devices, they're gonna like wiggle all over the place, and I'm not gonna do anything. So if I lock my elbows into my hips, I lean over, I push down with my left hand, right down with my right hand, and in with my left. I'll start to get centered. And keep your hands wet when you're centering. That's like use as much as water as you want when you're centering.
Yes. And I was telling Holly too in the pre-show that I love how our if we need 10 bowls and we're going to make 20, we have that same mentality, but the reason might be slightly different for how we use our bodies to get there and communicating with the clay. So it is fun to hear, you know, the same, we're getting to the same end game, but like the Queen's Wave.
The Queen's Wave, yes. I teach a lot of kids, so I have to think of fun ways to tell them to do
Queen's
stuff.
Wave.
But this is a part of where like yoga comes in for me because I'm focusing when I'm centering. It's about finding a balance between the two hands, the balance between pushing in and pushing down. If I'm just pushing in, I'm not going to center it, and if I'm just pushing down, I'm not going to center it.
Hey,
So
Ohio.
Hello.
We see you. And guys, at like 7:20,
This
so
is a little
soon, and
fast,
7:40, we're gonna map y'all out and answer the
Oh,
questions.
that's cool.
So Ohio, we'll circle you at 7:20ish. So yeah, I can't wait. So I love the Queen's Wave. Okay.
So once I think I have it centered, I will actually be very honest about this. One of my students taught me this for drilling in. Drilling in, I think, is probably the thing I've heard like the most different explanations for. I think originally it was taught with like my two thumbs, coming into the middle. I had a student tell me like, oh, you know, it works really well for me. If I bring my pointer finger and I use the top third of that finger, and I let the spinning of the wheel pull me to the center.
Stop it.
And then I push down with that whole top third. I have like a wider area that I can push in and down with.
Interesting.
And for me, I'm like, oh wait, that actually works way better for me. And my student told me that. So like students are also 100% teachers.
Part of why I love being a teacher.
Yeah, you learn so much. So once I've drilled in, then I widen. And for sodium silicate, I always recommend doing a cylinder. I actually, like, as a teacher, I always advocate for cylinders because I think if you can throw a cylinder, you can throw anything. It's a little bit challenging to throw a plate from a cylinder, but you can probably do it.
Yeah. Tell them what sodium silicate is.
So,
I mean, you don't have to like get all chemistry. I know, I do not know my chemistry and the makeup. I would Google it, but basically, you throw a cylinder, put this coating of sodium silicate on it, dry it, and as you press out, it crackles through that outside layer, and then it creates this like still functional cracking surface treatment.
Really beautiful cracking. I'm someone who I really gravitate towards more organic work, so I love the sodium silicate because it adds depth to the piece because it has this cracking. And I'll often work with underglazes when I'm working with sodium silicate that really highlight the crackle, which is really beautiful. So for potters out there, I'll tell you when I would want you to put that underglaze on. But first what I'll do is I'll just make a nice cylinder. So I widen my piece as I would any other cylinder.
And somebody said, what's more easy, red clay or this type?
I think generally I start, well, I don't necessarily think one is easier than the others, whatever you get used to.
Yeah.
I think traditionally, like, the white clay has a reputation of being more cream cheesy. That's how I've heard it. It's
even
like
though I've never thrown with porcelain.
I have not thrown with porcelain because I don't want to.
Because they say that's like cream cheese. This, I don't know if that's what
Yeah.
it is or not. I don't know.
I like clay that has a little bit of give and forgiveness. That's like, oh, you're going to mess up, so I'm going to let you do that.
But I think that white clay is a little... I like the 181 or 182 because I think it's the most versatile clay body. You can do cone 10, you can do cone 6, you can raku, you can sagger, you can do such a range of things with it. So as someone who likes to explore with a lot of different techniques, I prefer a white clay body because I think there's more versatility to it. So once I widen, I always compress the bottom. I get the water out of the bottom with a sponge or a wood rib, and then I'm just going to start pulling up. And David Camden is actually, when throwing bigger, David Camden gave me this great advice. Don't use the sponge anymore, use your knuckles. And for throwing with a cylinder, I always think about bracing my hand on my thigh and using more force with the outside hand than the inside hand. And slowly moving the hands like magnets, moving up a piece.
I love that little analogy, like magnets, they work
like
together.
Magnets, they do, yeah, and there's just the clay between them, but they're still working together. And then whenever you get to the top, compress the lip. And there's inevitably, in my opinion, going to be a wobble at the top.
Yeah.
Unless it's getting in your way of throwing, don't worry about it. You can just cut it off. No one will ever know. Like,
Great.
don't feel bad about yourself for that. That's very normal.
Yeah, because really, if you cut it off, you're going to cut it off every time you throw.
Yeah,
just wait until the end.
Yeah.
And same thing, I feel like the key with a plate is don't push it down too thin. A lot of times people push it so that it looks like a plate already, and then when it dries and you wire cut it, you cut through it, or there's nothing to trim, and then really compress, compress, compress. Go from 3 o'clock to center. And I just posted a how-to video for plates on the membership, the Throwing with Molly membership, and I step-by-step walk y'all through it. But the 2 questions I always tell my students to ask themselves are, would sauce get stuck anywhere, and would a meatball roll off?
I love meatballs.
Yeah, right? Because like here I have a fingernail groove. Sauce is going to get stuck and then it's going to get gross. So you want to smooth that. And there's not really a lip. Sometimes this part gets the lowest and then the meatball would roll right off. So you need a lip. So you just give it a little lip. And then boom, no sauce, no meatballs.
Beautiful.
Plate.
It reminds me of, like, I don't remember what TV show that was when I was writing it.
Oh, that's our alarm to map where y'all are from.
Oh, that's cool. Where are you guys
Where are y'all from? We had the Ohio.
Ohio,
I'll wash these hands. Where are y'all from out there? And you have a towel over there too. It should be disgusting when you're done. I feel like
That's a good rule.
you know, it's kind of forgotten sometimes. Okay, so we had Ohio. And what I love about Third with Molly and Instagram is that people from all over tune in.
That's
so,
really cool.
Ohio. Are you? Oh, there it is. Ohio. Right there.
Whoa, you had people from Saudi Arabia?
Oh, look, Montana. Bosman.
I have a good
Norway.
friend from Montana. Hey,
Montana, you're the first one.
I even call him Montana.
Aw, in Norway. Right there. Hello everybody. So fun to have Holly Zajur here with us.
To be here.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm so glad we got the Frank mugs.
Oh yeah, Frank mugs, represented.
They're very good. I think.
Cheers,
I need
Frank.
one now.
Oh, Australia and New Hampshire.
I have such a good friend in Australia.
I don't.
I did my yoga teacher training
Really?
in New Hampshire, actually.
Oh,
not
New
in Australia.
Hampshire.
I wish.
One of my good friends is from New Hampshire. Guys, if y'all are just tuning in, it's Monday night. It's episode 52. Holly Zajur. She's a local
Hello.
Richmond pottery teacher and yoga instructor. And we
fun.
started the episode with some breathing. Let's redo it one more time.
Yeah, let's do our cat and cows again. So anyone who works at a desk, highly recommend. I actually teach corporate yoga, so this is a good one. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, arch the spine, gaze towards the navel. We'll do this 3 times.
Take off.
Molly's gonna die. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, arch the spine, gaze towards the navel 1 time. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, spine arches, gaze towards the navel.
I like it. You feel
It's a
stretched
good
out.
little reminder, yeah.
And,
then
like,
you can
pinching
move
your
shoulder.
hand.
Yeah, pinching the hand
Fingers.
as you move up. Really good.
These
Yeah.
little things that really tune you in, and then you throw so much better.
Yeah,
I
super
love it.
helpful. So I'm doing a sodium silicate pot. Molly's doing a beautiful plate.
Plates. So Holly's starting with a cylinder, and then
Yes.
we've got our sodium silicate. We both kind of aren't the best at explaining what exactly that is, but it's a coating that you just buy it.
It's science.
Science. So people who like science would love sodium
Go to
silicate.
your local pottery store. They'll hook you up.
Yeah,
You'll
just
be
ask for the
golden.
sodium silicate. Google it. It's probably on Amazon.
Yeah. When I'm doing cylinders, I always like to drag my thumb at I think it's 4 o'clock, and I create a shelf for myself, and then I put my knuckles under there like David Camden taught me.
Love David Camden.
Love him. And then I slowly move my hands, Mom and I would say magnets from the bottom to the top. And since I know I'm going to shape this piece, I'm not going to worry too much about getting the wall super thin, because I'm going to have some forgiveness for myself. And
That's what's fun about the sodium silicate,
Yeah.
because you kind of take that cylinder, and whether it's thin enough or not, you stretch it out.
yeah. And because I'm human, right now I got a kind of wobbly pot. So what I'll do is I'll take a rib, which I think are at the bottom, and I'll slowly push my inside hand to this outside rib and move up. And then I'll have a really nice even piece. And I adjust the pressure. I can feel areas where I was being more aggressive than others. So I'll loosen the pressure there, but I'll still spend time there. And then I move all the way up. And I know my lip is a little uneven still, but I'm going to wait till it gets really in my way till I cut that. So I've got a pretty decent cylinder. So right now I'm going to take the water out of the bottom, and I'm compressing it a little bit. I'm going to wring that sponge out. And I've actually recently had an obsession with making sodium silicate mugs.
Really?
Yeah, so playing with underglazes and making mugs. So if you wanted to work with underglaze and have a colorful crackle, right now is when I would use my brush. I would dip it in my underglaze and I'd move it up and down and get the piece
Talk about
coated.
satisfying video.
Very satisfying.
And somebody earlier said, the tree bark texture.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely this. Tree bark texture is a great way to describe it. So these are probably my favorite brushes. I don't know what they're called, but they're
on
beautiful.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out the thing that you can click on. I can link all these products, but I don't know how to do that yet.
Yeah.
Or
Soon.
Monday, getting there.
So then I dip my brush into this, and I just gently tap it along the side to get all that extra dribble out. And I'm slowly going to move this up and down the piece. Just as if I was painting anything. I just want a nice even coat. It doesn't need to be too thick. It doesn't need to be too thin. And definitely the amount that you play with this. You can learn if you want really big cracks. I recommend using a lot of sodium silicate and a lot of heat. If you're someone who likes finer crackle, which is more my tendency, just a little sodium silicate and a little of heat. And then this is the reason that I wanted to do this.
Yes!
Torch. So, very safely, I'm using the torch. Let me make sure I know
And this
your
one,
torch rules.
just all the way on.
Awesome.
And it's so lefty-loosey, all the way, and you'll hear it.
Lefty-loosey.
Yeah, do you
Let's see
need
if
a trowel?
I probably do.
We're gonna get
Do
it.
I need you to twist
Maybe,
it?
let me-
Oh,
you
I
got
did it.
So
Okay,
all the
so
way.
lefty twist.
I'd even open it more.
Even open it more, so I'm
There you go.
oh,
Hear
now
it?
we
Hear
hear
it?
it. Yeah.
Boom.
And now I hit the button and I get the wheel spinning and I just move this up and down. So when I was taught if you see like a little bit of whiteness appearing on the pot, that's when it's good to go.
Ooh,
I
good tip.
personally don't wait till I see white because that gives it a little too like wide of a crackle for my personal taste. So I just really like evenly distribute this heat up and down the pot.
Yeah, I always kind of was
No more
told
than that.
when the shine goes, you're
When
ready.
the shine goes.
So you paint on sodium silicate to create a crackle effect before you shape it. Oh my goodness, you're brave using the bury thing.
It's
I don't
fun. And then I'm gonna turn this off.
think. Ready, try to.
Not.
What is the
on
name
anymore.
of the machine that you use to put the material on top of? I'm new to this.
The wheel?
What is the name? Yeah, this is a potter's
Yeah.
wheel. Potter's wheel.
Yeah, potter's wheel.
Or the torch.
Mm-hmm. The torch is what I had the flame from. So then once you've done sodium silicate, you don't want to touch the outside anymore because that's chemicals that you don't want.
Good tip.
So with the wheel moving at a slower speed, I'm just going to push with this inside hand.
And
into the
yes, you
outside.
paint on the sodium silicate, and that's how you get before you shape it.
Yeah, before you shape it. And now, so I made a cylinder, now I'm pushing outside.
Yes.
And these are pretty fine crackles, so you're not really going to see it till I stop the wheel. Which as a potter, I know that can be frustrating sometimes. So once I've just about gotten the shape that I want, I'm going to come up here. And it's not the end of the world if I touch it a little.
Yeah, I feel like you just don't want to touch it more too because you'll smooth out the crackles.
Yeah.
You don't want to touch those crackles.
But
That's
at the
not one.
top
Yeah, the
of it.
potter's wheel. This is a potter's wheel. It's a game changer. You can also hand build. You don't have to have a wheel.
So now I'm going to show you guys, but I know you can't see it from where you are because I like pretty fine crackles. I'll show you.
Yes, show them, guys.
What
Sodium
happens?
silicate.
So you see those nice cracks? That's from the
Look
sodium
at
silicate.
it. Look at it.
Which is really
Sodium
beautiful. And we know the
silicate
slip is wonky, so we'll just cut it. But the sodium silicate
is on fleek.
fleek.
I don't think I've ever
On
used that
fleek.
word in a sentence, but
Very
I think it
cool.
was appropriate for the cracks.
Oh yeah.
Sodium silicate, guys, isn't that so fun
Really fun.
and exciting with the torch and
And for my pyromaniacs out
Yeah.
there, I definitely recommend.
and then I just try to remind my students the torch is a tool, not a
Not
toy.
a toy. Yeah. So for the uneven lip, that's life, right? Inevitably, we're gonna get off. So literally, you just go. I like to think of it like flossing your teeth, like one hand inside of the tooth, one hand outside. So one hand inside of the clay, one hand outside. You go straight down. I like to count for 3 Mississippi straight up. Cut it off,
Yes.
and then just clean it up.
Yes. That's nice.
Any issues with the cracks going deeper and ruining the piece? I've never had a crack go so deep that it ruins the piece. I find that more common with raku than
right.
sodium silicate. But yeah, generally sodium silicate you're fine. If you just think of it as you would normally shape a pot, you know, if you're like pushing way too far out, you might have that as an issue, but I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, if you dry it out too much, so if you over torch it and it's really dry and then you push through, you could push through it,
Mhm.
but such as any pot.
Yeah, and I will say David Camden told me this, that the best potters are the ones who are on the verge of ripping through their clay.
Oh,
So if you don't like tear through it, how do you know? So it's good, like it's
Right.
just clay, it's just dirt. So just like tear through it to see how much you can give. And then
great
you
questions though, and greetings from
Yeah.
Costa Rica. Love to add y'all to the
Cool.
map, Costa Rica.
Yeah. So then once I've finished it, I've got a little speck on my lip, so I'll just get that off there. And then I just run the wire and I'm good to go.
This is beautiful. How exciting! And I love an immediacy.
The
in clay.
satisfaction is
Yes,
nice. Yeah.
yes. Because clay makes you be so patient,
Yeah,
which I
you
have a
gotta
hard
wait
time
a
being
lot.
patient.
Me too.
But with the sodium silicate, and I'll pop that over here for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Look at that, guys.
And also look at Molly's beautiful plate.
Can you see the texture? That light's kind of in the way. Sodium silicate!
Fun. And maybe I'll do a sodium silicate mug for this.
Yeah! This is say, beautiful girls, thank you for sharing your Joyful Work, what's the name of your lovely guest, Molly? Thank you for asking. It's Holly Zajur.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So you introduce I've been introducing Holly, so you tell them about you. What have I left out?
So I am a yoga instructor and pottery teacher, and I focus a lot on the way the two mediums meet, in my opinion. I find if I am practicing those yoga principles while I'm working on the wheel, I do a lot better both physically and mentally. So we did some chair yoga at the beginning of class. I think you can maybe rewind and tune
If you can't rewind, all these episodes are going to be on the YouTube channel and my website.
Yeah, check
It'll
out
be
the
up for
YouTube.
24 hours and you can go back to the beginning. And we totally did chair yoga. And it was
chair. Release tension in the back and the shoulders.
twisting
and the neck.
is my hard one.
Yeah, we got to work on her.
Oh, I'm really tight. Not the nimble twister. No.
But yeah, so I really like to focus on the way yoga and pottery meets because for me that's just always been the way I see the world.
And she's local in Richmond, so
Yeah.
if when everybody comes to Nsika in March.
Yeah, I'll be
Holly's here.
I actually am teaching yoga the morning of the conference.
Love it.
So
Are
that'll
you?
be fun.
They always do like a conference
Yeah.
yoga. Are you the teacher?
Yeah.
Yes.
So very excited, and I'll definitely be
Yes.
focusing on the ways yoga supports.
Is it going to be
both
at the
physic-
convention center?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're working out the details still, but definitely how yoga supports artists is really important, and how those mindfulness techniques help you create better and more impactfully. So even just the techniques we focused on with moving up the hands,
Yes.
we're more aware of our body as we're working.
And also, if
like
you're
that.
just tuning in, and I don't even know if we mentioned it much, but Holly, being the yoga instructor and the pottery teacher,
It's true.
just had a terrible accident. How long ago?
A year ago, I broke 3 bones in my hand and wrist, my radius, my scaphoid, and my ulna, and had 2 surgeries in a year, and I'm throwing right now. So it's a pretty cool thing.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, you're a potter and now you can't use your hand, but
So-
it's all about keeping that mental yoga
Keeping
mind
your mind
state.
right. Definitely had moments where I didn't and was upset, but you always, check back in with yourself and adjust. I think life is all about how you can adjust to what's in front of you, and I think that's really helpful with clay is how can I adjust to this lump of clay in front of me right now? Not what lump was in front of me before, but this one right now. What can I do to work with you more impactfully?
And what I'm really enjoying about having Holly, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm around yoga people, and sorry for that loose screw.
Oh, it's all good. I got a lot of loose screws.
Right? This one doesn't even have a bolt to hold it in. But one thing I love about Holly, who is a yoga teacher, sometimes when I'm around yoga people, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not breathing right, or my posture, and this and that. And Holly since she's been here, has constantly reminded me, I'm human, and I need the reminder too, and I need to breathe. And it's so nice to just be reminded, we're all human, and we all need the reminder too.
And I will honestly say, as a teacher, I think one of the biggest reasons I teach is so that I can remind myself, oh, I need this. This is important.
It's going to make me better.
Yeah.
So everybody
Beautiful
out there, 3 deep breaths.
Inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, let it out. One more. Inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, let it out. I like the movement. She's got it going too. It's like a wave.
To get it in there.
Yes.
And so Holly's doing a sodium silicate mug where we throw a form, paint the sodium silicate on, torch it to dry it, push through it to shape it, and as you shape out, the outside layer crackles.
And I'm definitely a pyromaniac, which is why I gravitate towards the sodium silicate. And it's actually a technique I learned in high school from a friend.
High school?
Yeah, one of my friends, Annie Lyle Slaughter. I don't know.
Oh wait, because you went to Trinity. I'm like,
Yeah.
you did this in high school? Y'all, for a minute,
You forgot that.
we went to the same high school,
We were at different
decades
times,
apart.
yeah.
Decades
Different
apart.
times.
There was no ceramics when I went there, and then Holly,
That's
were you an IB?
Yeah.
Stop this, let me tighten that wheel for you.
Thank you.
Wait, so you were IB. What did you do for your IB show?
I hung all of my pots from a tree. I literally made my
outside or
teacher
inside?
I made my teacher go into the woods with me. I found the tree I wanted, cut it down. I planted 3 more. And
It's like, isn't that nice?
it was bad, but I planted 3 more, and then I hung all of my pieces from a tree, and even had dirt in the gym, which
And
was
are
really
there
cool.
pictures? Is
Yeah,
this
I'll have to show you
Yeah.
the pictures.
And look, we got garage potters. I
You
recently
broke your
broke
wrist.
This is
Feel
such
free
great
to
advice.
DM me, and I'm happy to send you different therapy techniques I use that really helped me because
And
I know
it's
that's really challenging.
At Holly Zajur.
Yeah, Holly Zajur, HOLLYZ like zebra, AJUR. definitely happy to talk to you because I know that like support systems are probably the number one thing. I definitely noticed like a lot of anxiety when I had that happen. So
Yeah,
always happy to talk to a
imagine.
friend.
Gosh, I thought I told you that.
It's good. It's better than it was.
So another fun fact, guys, is that I'm half Lebanese.
yes, and so am I.
And so is Holly. We're two half Lebs.
If you haven't had Lebanese food, you need to because it's the most delicious.
So good. Do you cook it?
Yeah, sometimes my grandma cooks really
Wait,
good
and
Lebanese
I'm sorry,
food.
so many stories at once, but Holly's also opening with this
drilling.
method that
So when I drill in, I like to bring my finger. My student taught me this. You bring your finger to the lip of the piece. You let the spinning of the wheel pull you to center, and you use the whole top third of the finger so that like it's a wider target. Is the way I see it. You let the whole top third help you drill into the bottom, and then I find you open more on center that way. Because I think drilling in off center is probably the most common problem I find with students. Like they do such a
they're
good job
centered,
centering,
and then
yeah.
they open,
and then
they're open.
and then they're open, and it's not centered. So drilling it on center is super important.
So sweet, thank you. How's the membership account going? The membership account is going great. It's going great. It is.
We got to do a cool little pre-show with the members, which was a lot of
Pre-show.
fun.
Got to answer some questions.
And we'll
hang
do a
out.
post show. And I drop a couple videos a week about how-to videos where I talk you through every step of the process, and then they're saved as IGTV videos, so they're longer. They're 10-minute max. So at least usually over a minute, definitely over a minute. Me explaining. Now we're compressing. You're anchoring your left hand. Your right hand's connected.
And
you're
we were
pressing
talking
down.
about this, like, to take a pottery class is a couple $100. So if you can join the membership and like learn these techniques for less than that, that's tremendous. And you're from the comfort of wherever you are, and you get to practice it and revisit it anytime.
Yes, exactly. Thanks, Holly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I signed up.
I think it's cool, and it's people from all over the world, and they're really talented potters, and they're new potters, and there's a couple people who don't even do ceramics. They're just showing their support. So if you want to show your support, you can join and be a member. And the membership is $9.95 a month, and to be a member, you fill out the form on my website, and then you'll get emailed an invoice. And once you pay that invoice, then your Instagram is accepted. So you can see all of the behind the scenes and extra coverage over there. So I hope you'll all join and be Throwing with Molly members.
Yeah, and I think it's a really cool way to make these practices more accessible to the community. Because I totally hear it's like someone in their 20s, like it's hard to find that extra money to take an art class, to take a pottery class. But if I can do something that's a little more affordable, I am all for it. So I think that's a great
less
resource.
than $10.
Yeah.
So it's going great. Thanks for asking. I hope you'll sign up. Bex? I think it's Bex.
So when I pulled up, we were talking, we both had David Camden as teachers, and he was on Throwing with Life, so I like to use my knuckles on the outside.
He
of
also,
the claw.
I didn't hear you, when you said David Camden, I knew for sure you were going to say the claw.
Oh, the claw.
Did he not tell you the claw?
No, what's the claw? When the
So
two
that-
hands become one?
Yeah, like you're like getting that thumb out there and you're clawing
Yeah,
it basically.
and I definitely do that.
And the push.
Yeah. So I think the way he explained the claw to me was like, anytime the two hands can become
Yes, yes.
He
And
wants to
it
do
doesn't
that.
happen once that cylinder is too tall. It's
one.
only
Yeah,
at the
definitely doesn't.
early stages.
Yeah, so for sodium silicate, again, this is going to be like a big mug, but I'm all for it.
Can you have too big of a mug?
No. I have some students, Ingrid, I love you, who likes to throw really tiny like espresso cups. But Ingrid, this is your soup mug. It's not your
It's
espresso
Ingrid?
cup. Yeah.
So Ingrid, let me tell you this. When I first took pottery, I was not a coffee drinker. Is
What?
Ingrid a coffee drinker?
Yeah, she's a coffee
Oh.
drinker.
Okay, because I was not a coffee drinker, and I see my mom just put hard eyes. And when I started making mugs, they were all like shot glass espresso mugs. And my mom, who drinks coffee, was so sweet. You know, oh, these are great, but can't fit that much coffee in there.
Mhm.
It cools off so fast. It does this, and I was like, I wasn't a coffee drinker, so I didn't know. Now I'm a coffee drinker. I'm like, can it be too big?
Yeah, no, I agree. I will say that's one of my favorite things as a potter is like using all the pieces for a while to be like, okay, how well does this work?
That's our second alarm to tune in with the questions, which we had a question.
Oh, cool.
And I forgot to pull it up last time, and I will pull it up right now. So Mom, shout out to you, my biggest critic. Who's your biggest critic? Mine's my mom.
My mom is for sure my biggest critic. I don't think she liked a piece of pottery I made until this year.
Really?
When my dad snuck bought some of my pottery
Aww.
and brought it to the house, and then she was like, "Oh, this mug is really nice," and I was like,
That's
"Mom, how do you have
so
my
nice.
mug?"
Yeah. Oh, my mom, they don't pay for anything. They're like, we get
Yeah,
this,
no,
right?
that's why I was like, it's like you made me, so you get that whatever I made.
Wine mugs.
Oh, wine mugs, Jacob. They're wine mugs. You right.
All right, shoot. I need to clean my hands, maybe. Get this internet. So guys, if you're tuning in, it's Monday night. This is Holly Zajur in the house, local Richmond potter and yoga instructor. She's throwing a cylinder.
That will be a sodium silicate mug.
Painting on the sodium silicate. Then we're going to get the torch out, dry it.
So we're
push
gonna
off on
answer
the
some
inside.
questions first,
I
right?
don't know if I can pull it up, but my internet's just...
Internet's rough.
Internet is rough.
As she's doing now, keep playing.
Yeah,
It was
keep
fun.
playing.
I got a lot of excess at this bottom, I can feel.
Oh, can you show us some good moves to help the lower back after a long wheel sash?
The lower back.
Lower back.
So, this wouldn't be a chair yoga one, but my number one suggestion for lower back pain, and this is what I probably do like every time I've been at the wheel for a long time.
Okay, we're all at the wheel for a long time. Now what?
Legs up the wall. Super simple. I don't think I can visually show it to you right now at this space, but if your back is on the floor
Okay.
and you put your legs up the wall and you stay there for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. You'll slowly start to feel like the weight of your legs sinking in. Your low back will start to feel a lot of release. Or even if you just lay on your back and you bring the soles of your feet to the floor, your knees are bent, and you gently windshield wipe your knees from side to side, and then just stay with your feet on the floor, the knees pointing upward, that helps to release tension in the low back.
Yeah.
And definitely, if anyone has questions more specifically about like physical pains in the body, feel free to send me a direct message and I can send you little clips on like how to release that when you're not seated
That's so
at the wheel,
nice.
because once we're seated for a while, we do need to move off of that. So I'm happy to show you that later if you send me a message.
How long do you think people should go? How many hours at the wheel before you're like, stop and stretch it out?
I honestly, not that I always follow it, but I think like
I love that too.
I
and you're
don't
like,
always follow it.
"That's what you should
I'm
do."
real,
Like,
but
thank you.
every
Real.
hour that you're at the wheel, you should have like 10 minutes of not being at the wheel.
And should you do it hourly, or if it's been 3 hours, you do 30 minutes?
I think hourly is
Hourly.
best, so
Okay,
that you
I'm gonna
give
start
yourself
doing that.
constant breaks.
Any of my students that are in my workshop this week, it's a 4-hour class. We're gonna do hourly.
Yes, hourly.
Stretch breaks.
Even if you just like do an hourly like sun salutation. Ooh, I got you dirty.
It's okay.
Sorry. Just reach the arms up, and if you're standing, exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, reach over the legs, shake it out, and I can show you that after. It's fun.
Yeah,
Just
on
like-
the after show, members,
Yes.
we'll do some after show extra stretches with our legs
Standing
in the
yoga
air and
after.
everything.
Yeah.
I'll hold the camera and show Holly demonstrating.
Oh, you get headaches after throwing at the wheel.
Oh, what do you do for that?
Well, that's
Glad
tough.
you asked.
I definitely get headaches too. One, when I'm not a doctor, but I always think water is like
I
the
was
most
thinking the
important
same thing,
thing.
and I'm
like,
not a doctor
hydrate
either.
yourself. If you're having headaches, it could be a number of reasons, but water, I always recommend water and sleep. Also, I mean, you are like really focusing. So I think taking that time to like tune in with your body and get out of the mind and into the body, for me, helps headaches. But again, check in with yourself and your doctor to see if that's right for you.
What's that one? I see it relax my neck. Same, all related to my neck. We just did a good neck one.
Yeah,
That
the
I
neck,
like.
if you do the really slow head rolls, ooh.
She's so cracky. I'm so jealous.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Mom.
It is,
And
because
then
when you
reverse
crack
the
it, like,
direction.
relaxes it. I feel like.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, wait, say it again, because when she talked me through it and I did it, I
Yeah,
felt
we'll
it,
talk through it. So,
and then I didn't.
inhale, bring the left shoulder to the left ear. Exhale.
Wait,
Inhale.
I just-
Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, look up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. And then take 2 slow head rolls in this direction.
Like the whole way around.
Yeah, the whole way around. And then we're going to do 3 slow head rolls in the opposite.
Yeah, I feel like if I get fast, I'm gonna. Oh, I felt
You
something.
gotta
crack.
do it
I felt
nice
something
and
crack.
slow, yeah. And do you like feel it all the way down your back and even into your hips? Take your time here, like really linger. Be luxurious with yourself.
What if you do one of these? Is that not as...
That's cool too. Yeah.
It is cool too? Okay.
That's cool too.
I like to,
But
ask
I like
while
to
she's
do
here,
the
guys.
work.
Ask while she's here.
Ask.
Because I don't really do a lot
You
of this.
stick your head out too far. Actually, true story. I went to the chiropractor, and apparently I
Like
do
this?
stick my head out too far, and my head actually isn't on straight, which I
Really?
think explains a lot about myself.
Stop. Is that part of bad posture? Because I
I
probably
think it
do
is.
too.
He actually told me like that's a really common thing with us being hunched
It's just
over
the head,
all the
but
time.
it's the top back
So
too.
then I think this exercise that we were doing at the beginning, bring your hands to your knees, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Is really-
Inhale,
Drop the belly, lift the gaze, drop the shoulders down the back. Good.
Oh, I got a little crack.
Right? It's a little crack. That's good. And that helps like reverse this.
Why would I go from this? I
Well,
always
because
get
we're
off.
hunched at the wheel. Oh, God, I don't know. That's weird.
I don't know. I need a doctor.
So I'm going to do one more pull with the rib before I add on this sodium silicate.
Okay. This is so fun. I love having a Potter and a yoga instructor because guys, girls, no matter if you're a Potter or a 9-to-5er or a busy mom or a busy dad or someone that's just a human being, we should all just
Breathe. We all need that reminder.
We all, and I really appreciated hearing that from Holly, who is this tuned-in yoga instructor. As I'm like the whole day today, I'm like, Holly's coming. Holly's coming. Like,
The
why do
whole
I have
day
to
today,
keep
I'm like,
reminding myself? Posture, shoulders back.
So for my sodium silicate friends, I just straightened up the piece with my rib, and now I'm gonna put my sponge in. Get any water out of the bottom. This lip's getting a little wonky, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm gonna clean it back up. Then again, I dip my beautiful bamboo brush in sodium silicate. I like to give it a generous amount, and then I slowly move this up and down the piece. Just giving it a nice coat, a nice even coat.
And I'm over here making some plates, which I think
Beautiful
the
plates.
most important part is not pushing them down too thin. You want to have enough to run that wire, get them flipped so you can trim them, and then compress, 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 and let them dry slow.
I like that. Let's see if I can actually get the blowtorch to work on my own this time without
You
the
can.
help of Mommy Molly.
Well, and when we got it,
There
honestly, I was so embarrassed because it would not turn on. It would turn
There
on and
it
then
is.
putts out, and I was like, ugh.
It's not giving it enough gas.
Hold it upright and pull it. There we
There
go.
we go.
There we go. We got some
Yeah, I
fire.
like the flame.
Which, yeah, once you get introduced to the torch as a tool, not a toy,
Life changing.
game changer. I do
And I
love the
move
torch.
up and down evenly. And Molly and I talked about this before. When you have a bath that you're working with, be really careful not to go all the way down to the bath because you'll warp it.
Yeah, especially plastic melts, you know. It's a melting.
And we were talking about this on the last one, like depending on how wide you want the cracks, indicates how much temperature you want. So if you want really wide cracks, a lot of heat is really good. If you like finer cracks, which is my inclination, not a ton of heat. Last one I did pretty fine cracks, so I'll give you a little bit more crackage on this one.
And some people will add slip to the sodium silicate and like lay it on there.
So if you choose to add slip to it, I would add slip before you do the sodium silicate, then torch it.
Or no, like they mix like a container of sodium silicate and slip.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
I have
like
not seen that.
Slip and sodium silicate.
I dig that. So then once you've done that, Molly and I were talking about this, you don't want to use your outside hand anymore. You just want to use the inside hand to push out to the shape. So I'm going to, ooh, it's hot in there. Really push this out.
I want to try sodium silicate on Wednesday, Holly. That's from Lauren O'Neill.
Hey, Lauren, we'll do sodium silicate Wednesday.
Yes,
You're
Lauren.
free. Lauren's one of my awesome
Lauren has to be a star student.
She is. I've had her for like 3 years.
Aww.
She's the bomb. She's making these beautiful pieces right now.
So, okay, Lauren, we're just going to talk about you while you're right there.
Oh, I
But
love
so
it.
is Lauren, what is her age group? Does she do
Lauren,
ceramics in
you're
school?
in high school. She does not do it in school.
Oh, so she's just, while she's been in high school, she's been
yeah, and I
taking
think
it there.
she started when she was in 6th grade with me, right? Or no, 7th
She's gonna
or
be a
8th
star.
grade. Yeah, so now she's at a freshman in high school.
She's such young talent.
Yes, she's young talent. She's the bomb.
Oh my gosh.
And I love it. My pottery class.
Lauren.
I got a lot of like middle and high school girls, and
Yeah.
they're rock stars. It's
Oh.
all about like Yeah, you can
What
do
schools
this.
do they go to?
Variety of schools. I probably won't
Say
share
all
those.
of them.
Yeah,
We'll
but,
talk after.
Yeah, but all
A
over,
variety of
public,
school,
private, like
variety
all
of
over.
age groups,
Variety of age groups.
Middle school.
I really focus on middle and high school. I have some a little younger. But the girls that I'm with are really good about connecting with those younger students and helping to empower them.
And I'm
as
sure
they
the
reach
younger
high
students
school.
love having those older
Oh,
girls.
they do.
Girl power.
And
Who
I
run
think
the
I have
world?
Lauren. Lauren, has it been like 3 years now?
That's amazing.
I think it's
Lauren's
been 3
gonna be
years.
crushing it.
Yeah, Lauren and one of your students,
Who?
Rebecca.
Rebecca Short
Yeah.
crushes it. She's
Yeah.
a star.
She is a star. She can throw better than I can.
Me too.
Yeah,
Rebecca Short. Maybe I'll get her on Throwing Molly.
You should. She's amazing.
Except I like to have my students once they're 21, so we can cheers.
Yeah, so wait till she's 21 and then have her on Throwing with Molly. And she's the bomb. She even volunteers at camps that I do, and
She is the
she's
bomb.
the coolest.
She's so talented
Yeah.
and hardworking.
super hardworking.
Which, cheers, by the
Cheers,
way.
you're
This
right.
is so fun having Holly Zajur,
Yeah.
local yoga and pottery instructor in Richmond.
Molly got my favorite drink for me. Love her.
Yes, cheers. What are you drinking? What's your favorite drink?
Whiskey ginger.
I'm drinking the box white one, like I always do. So,
I'll show you guys the up close of
yeah,
what
see
sodium
this
silicate
texture.
looks like.
Yes, get Rebecca. Rebecca needs to turn 21. We need like 5 more years.
So look at that crack. It's
Look at that crack. Look
Really
at that.
beautiful.
Sodium
And like the
silicate.
pot's got some wonks, and that's life.
That's what makes it more
Yeah.
handmade, one of a
Yeah.
kind. But what I love about the cracks on the sodium silicate, usually when you see cracks, it's a non-functional pot, and the crack represents like smoke has seeped in between the crack of the glaze or something. But on the sodium silicate, it's fully functional. It's just on the outside surface.
Yeah, which is really cool.
So it can still hold water. It's fun. It's fun. But if you're going to use a torch, make sure, one, if you need an adult, that you have an adult with
Always
you.
important.
Have an adult. And then, be safe. Put your hair back. Push your sleeves up.
Hair back, sleeve
Hair
up.
back. Yep. Safety first.
Yep.
Do you have any other safety tips for like being in a clay studio?
Well, one, like, a lot of studios I work in are kind of small, so I always like to make sure there's nothing, like, combustible around you if I'm working with the torch. And I always like to try to have, like, something open, whether it be a window or a door, as I'm turning that gas on
Okay,
to, like,
well,
make sure I'm not suffocating myself.
We didn't do that. We should have done that.
Yeah, but
It was fun.
do that, though.
I mean, I remember the first time turning a torch on being terrified, and then you kind of do it once and twice, and then you're not terrified, and maybe you should be a little more terrified.
Yeah,
Don't get too comfortable.
yeah. You should never be too comfortable. Even though
Check
it's
your
tempting.
surroundings.
So this is a different method. I had a really hard time learning how to power center when I was first learning to center.
Tell them what power center is.
Power centering is when you just lock and load, is how I think of it. I lock my elbows.
You're not
I
coning
lock
up and
my
down.
arms,
You're
I,
just
yeah,
pushing to
yeah,
center.
just pushing to center.
Just getting a center.
Yeah, but coning up, I should have more clay. But coning up and down is what I recommend if you're working with a lot of clay, or if you have like a really stubborn piece that's got some air bubbles.
I cone up and down on everything.
Really?
That's kind of my centering moment with the clay.
Interesting.
I'm like, you can really tell what mood the clay is in. You can tell if it has issues. You can tell once it's smooth and ready. And then it's like, all right, we're not ready. We're not ready.
Gonna keep
We're not
coning.
ready. We're not ready. We're ready.
We're ready now.
Yeah.
I like that. That's your moment.
That's why I'm really enjoying this, because I'm seeing a lot of similarities. Like, I just never really attributed them to yoga. And I love that Holly, also her classes here in Richmond, that you said that each month or each 10 weeks it's focused on a different yoga
principle
of yoga. I love that. So the same student could really retake and always learn.
I've had a couple of students who I've had been to this class for over a year and a half, and they've come every time, which is really cool.
That is so awesome.
So how thick do you like to leave your plates?
How thick is this?
Oh no. Do you check with the needle, or you just kind of know your...
No, I just kind of know at this point, and I usually weigh like a 5-pound ball, and then push it down low and flat. I probably could have gone out a little wider with this. I have gotten into this habit with my plate forms of, getting it flat, no sauce, no meatballs rolling off, and hi is roses. I can't read it from here.
Beautiful name.
It is a beautiful name, and I see you've been typing like was it Arabic or what was that beautiful? It wasn't English, but I see you. I see you.
Arabic is beautiful.
Do you speak it?
No, I only know cuss words in Arabic.
I used to say I only need. I don't even know that anymore. But I love to create this little lip like this because I love clay when I realized I could make a dish for my dish. I loved it. So I always think, when you're eating and you're trying to get that, and I feel like, us Lebanese people, maybe it's just my dad, he will scrape the plate until there's like not a rice.
Oh yeah, the sauce is good.
But he will just scrape. So you're like scraping your fork, and then like with this lip, now I'm able to scrape right into the lip
I love
and
it.
catch it. So I kind of
all
like to
about
put this
function.
I like to put this little curve on it. And then I let them dry a little bit, and then I pinch the lips, give them a little more handmade
I like that.
feel to them. And that's what's fun about the sodium silicate and any handmade is giving that little additional handmade touch.
I think it's cool when like a lot of my students get really upset about like, oh, it doesn't like look perfect, and I'm like, whoa, well that just shows it was made by a human, not a machine. That's cool. Like,
But looking back on your own journey with clay, I can totally relate to like,
oh yeah,
smooth was perfect and that's all I wanted, and then you get to that point where it's like, okay, every bowl's been smooth and perfect, and now that's boring.
yeah. It is
Now
boring.
everybody did a smooth, perfect bowl, so what can I do to make mine me and not you?
Exactly.
Oh look, my mom says, who are Holly's parents?
Oh, my
Mom,
parents.
we can answer in the after show when it's more,
Okay.
unless you want to divulge.
I don't care. It's up to you.
It's up to you. It's your
It's
family.
Lisa and Michelle Zajur.
Lisa and Michelle Zajur.
Yeah, so my dad, Michelle Zajur, is the Lebanese one.
But we've talked about this in my family, how it's Zahur.
Yeah, so actually, this is a fun fact.
It is a fun fact.
When my mom married my dad, she changed the pronunciation from Zahur to Zajur because she refused to be Lisa Zahur. And Mom, I love you for that. Thank you.
My mom is probably over there like,
Yeah,
my
it's
mom is
true.
not Lebanese.
Yeah, it's like,
And I
I'm
can see
not
my mom
having
taking that
anyone
stand.
calling me by that.
Zahur.
So it's Zajur.
Zajur.
now.
So, good question, Mom. That was a fun story. And
It
it is
was.
at Holly, HOLLYZAJUR. If
Yep.
you want to see more of her yoga and pottery, it is a fun account to follow, and you feel
Feel a
inspired.
little of both.
And she's so happy and sweet and cute, so there's that too.
The yoga helps.
Does it?
It does.
My mom says, love them. Your mom is beautiful, and so is your dad. So you do know that?
I hope you do. I mean, if you go
I
to
guess
the Lebanese stuff.
Food festival?
Or, yeah, the food festival we're always at.
Yeah, we have a Richmond local Lebanese food festival, and I guess Holly is way more involved than I am because
Well, I go and eat a lot.
once my grandmother passed, she was like the glue.
Yeah.
So I haven't been in years.
It's tough.
I
We'll
need to
have
go.
bring new food. I think maybe Molly and I should make Lebanese food.
I think so too,
Yeah.
and serve it on our plates.
Yeah.
So what's your
Some
favorite Lebanese
Grape
dish?
leaves.
Grape leaves, yeah.
All the way.
I do remember having like a cookie night with my grandma, and it was so fun. We made baked kibbe,
Oh, lovely.
and we made hummus, and we made hummus.
With lots of
My grandmother would always, we'd answer the phone, so it'd be like, hey, grandma, and she's, across town, she'd be like, oh, hey, you're looking good today. And I'm like,
You
you can't even see me. She's like, I like your shirt. I'm like, oh my gosh. So now we always joke, and we're like, I'll call my sister and be like, oh, you're looking so pretty today.
I love that.
So guys, we have less than 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna do one more sodium silicate.
Do
'cause I'm
it,
addicted
do
to fire.
it, do
Cheers
it.
before we
Cheers. This has been so fun, and I hope everybody does that little exhale, inhale,
Yeah.
stretch.
And before and after, really, like, be kind to yourself and your body. You deserve it.
And when you feel like, man, I didn't do that, and you're beating yourself up, stop. Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Like I was telling her, I always feel bad. I'm like, why am I always correcting myself? Why aren't I just having perfect posture? And your response was,
You're human.
because we're human,
Yeah.
and that made me feel so good.
Yay.
Well, you can put yourself
Yeah,
in
I'm gonna
something
get
else.
mine sodium silicate.
When we still have like a minute, can she do it in like a
Oh,
minute?
yeah. Quick code.
And guys, while she does that, sign up for the Throwing with Molly membership. You get access to the before and after lives. I have spoken out how-to videos, how to throw plates, bowls, wedge, handles, whatever y'all want. I love my members. I follow my members.
They're cool.
I spotlight my members because they are all so talented. I thought the members would be like, oh, I don't know how to do clay. They're so talented. My members are so talented. We go live together. I need to do that again. So it's a fun membership. It's only $9.95 a month. Way cheaper than taking a full class, and you get all the access. So I hope y'all will sign up. And this was so fun, Holly. Thank you for coming.
Fun.
Y'all, this might be the last Learn with Molly for a little while because it's summer. But cheers.
Cheers.
Love you. See y'all soon.
Thank you guys.